You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Pretty Little Liars After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Pretty Little Liars After Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another after show for Pretty Little Liars. We are in season 4, episode 2, Turn of the Shoe. And Bing is for doing it. We are doing it big here again. Unfortunately, we're missing Whitney, but that's okay because she'll be back soon. I am your host, Kelly, and hanging out with me today.
Hi, everybody. Woo.
Ooh.
My mic is doing something crazy. It's Stephanie, though. It's good to be back.
Hi, guys. Emma. So, crazy episode. Like a little bit of cannibalism in the end, you know? Good way to close it out.
I was just like, ooh, that is not where I wanted that to go at all. Not even a little teeny bit of, I was just like, oh, it's so Pretty Little Liars of them to do it, though.
I know. There's like so much going on in this episode. So we should just, I don't know, let's jump right in. Let's start off by talking about Emily. And, you know, she had a pretty, big part in tonight's episode, going through a lot of struggles tonight.
I have to give it to you, though. You picked it up as soon as you saw that arm be hit. You were just like, oh, she's not going to be able to swim. And then pain medications, you got it all.
There goes her scholarship to Stanford. Sorry, Paige, not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I know I was reading some of the comments that we got on iTunes, and a lot of people, were commenting on what we talked about with Paige and Emily. And, a lot of people are, fans of the couple. And I have to say, in this episode, I definitely liked her. I liked Paige a lot more. I feel like she's calmed down a little bit. She's really showing some emotion and not so, I don't know, there was something weird about her character before that I never could really get and like wrap my head around. She always just, I don't know, seemed a little too intense or something.
Oh, sorry.
It was the same thing that I was saying, and I was reading over the YouTube comments as well, and I was like, I don't mean to put Paige on blast. It's just, I think she was just not soft. She was like a little rough around the edges, but now it seems like she's coming around more.
Yeah, I feel like she's I don't know, they've kind of humanized her character a little bit more, and she's becoming a little more sensitive and kind of sympathetic to Emily's situation, I think.
Yeah, I think we kind of talked about it last week, that good versus bad. You could never tell what team she was on. Was she against Emily or there to support her? And I think it's becoming clearer and clearer, especially in this week's episode, that she may actually be there. Like, she's on Emily's side. She's there to support her and wants her to go to Stanford. I think she really does want the best for Emily. And I know I've said in the past, not so much, but it's starting to feel like she's actually like a genuine person.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was cute that she was showing like virtual dorm rooms and
the nicest dorm room ever, just by the way.
I know, like where did app is that? I don't know if Stanford's dorm rooms really look that good. Do they, guys?
Yeah, we'll have to get some comments from people that go to Stanford.
I know. But I thought it was cute that they were talking about that. So obviously Paige already has her scholarship. So Emily, there's one spot left, and Emily's kind of have to fight for that. But now she may have lost it all with this injury that she sustained from trying to save Mona from being choked by A in the beginning, as we see.
The only thing that I was thinking while I'm watching that, scene of her taking the pills, I'm like, didn't you learn your lesson from, was it last season where she was, they put something in her
drink,
in her cream.
Yeah.
When she was putting it on, like, you don't do that. You were in the hospital.
Well, the only thing is too, like, where she had the pills, like she had them like in this little paper in her locker where anybody could go and switch them out. So we don't even know if she really took what she thought she was taking. It's especially with Shauna right there by her
Exactly.
locker, all creepy.
I know, that was like an aggressive scene to come into the opposing team's locker room and then like basically try to psych her out before a race. I mean, you think of that happening, but
I'd pull the earbud out of her ear, like, you're gonna talk to me.
yeah. I was just like, whoa, that's...
Yeah, well, she's showing her, you know, there's stiff competition. And I wonder if there was ever anything with her and Paige, or if she just makes it look that way on purpose to shake up Emily.
I think there was.
You think?
See, I was going to go the opposite. I was going to say I don't think there was. I think she's using it to, like, get into Emily's head.
Well, we'll have to see who goes to Stanford with Paige.
Yeah, well, now, especially now, you know, she's got this, you know, shoulder injury that looks pretty bad, as a big, you know, really big bruise, and now she's got stitches from collapsing in the pool when she hit her head. So
But,
we'll see how
you know,
she can.
it's really funny because I was thinking the same thing when Hannah went up to Shauna in the coffee shop, and I was thinking the same thing too. I'm like, whatever happened to Jenna and Shauna? I mean, we only saw them together for maybe in a couple of episodes, and then they just split apart.
Well, the last time we saw them for a second in the last episode, right, when they were all at the
They
house
met.
and Emily was spying on them and kind of saw them together with Melissa.
Yeah.
The three of them. And that was kind of the last we really saw, which we didn't really get to see that much. And then, you know, they saw the video where she was with Jenna picking up Wilden, and that's what she referenced. And I think Shauna was trying to get that from Emily, like for her to actually say that she saw that video. Because, you know, she was trying to play, why would she think that? Why would she think I was friends with him?
Exactly.
And she wanted Emily to say, well, because we saw you on video. But, you know, Emily's smarter than that, and she didn't. She just kind of shut her down. And it was funny because Shauna just was not having it. She is a pretty aggressive character anyway. I mean, what do you guys think of her character? What do you think?
I don't see. To me, I just feel like we just talked about like ulterior motive, and she definitely has one. Whether or not she has a past with Paige or not, she definitely is out to, as I said, get under the skin, Emily's skin. Something there. There's some tension between her and Emily, and I don't actually think it's coming much from Emily's side. She just seems uninterested in being a part of it. And she's aggressively kind of going after. She's not the most likable character, I guess you could put it simply.
No, she's not at all.
I would love to find out what they have on her.
I know.
That she had to team up with Jenna and Melissa.
Well, I wonder how long she's known them. Because, you know, Jenna revealed in the last episode that she's known Wilden since before he came to Rosewood. So I wonder how long Shauna has known them.
I think they probably, some connection, you know, out of town or somewhere out of Rosewood is probably how they all knew. Because Melissa was working out of, she was going to school. So I'm thinking it probably has something to do with them.
Possibly. And do you really think Melissa's in D.C. applying for internships? How is she
I don't
applying for
think so.
internships? Didn't she graduate already? Like, why is she doing internships? What is she doing?
I don't think so. If I was them, I would be looking where Melissa is right now.
Yeah, I really don't think she's in D.C. She's probably hiding in a cabin in the woods somewhere.
With her face half burned.
Oh, maybe she's in the RV. I don't know.
Season 18.
I heard. Do you think she? I mean, do you really think she could be part of the A team? I mean, we've thought about that for like the last few seasons that possibly she was.
Yeah, I mean, definitely internships in DC seem like a stretch at this point. We've never really seen her interest in political future. But that being said, I kind of have leaned towards her being on the A team. She does seem like not the most upfront character, and she also is one who comes in and out of the show, so you as viewers don't see what she's doing for 4 episodes, then she's back, and then so there are these gaps, and it would allow her to be a part
I mean,
of
do you
it.
really think that she has it in her to torment her sister the way that she has? I mean, on the one hand, her sister has made out with 2 of her boyfriends.
I mean, I was gonna say, I don't know if that's the most like functioning family we've ever seen.
But the thing is that you have, you know, people, best friends, kind of like going up against one another. It just really depends on what A has on
everybody.
you.
Yeah.
So I think there is one A, but there's a lot of pawns that are running around
Doing A's bidding.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think that they're right about this season being darker. There's definitely a lot of things that we saw leading up to some very dark times.
Yeah.
Very dark times ahead. And we met a new character today, Tippy.
I know. Fan favorite already, I'm sure.
Yes, I really like Tippy and his little whistling ways and his creepy voice.
I was really, really waiting for him to call Hefty Hannah.
Yes, I know.
Right when the mom said it, I was like, he's going to say it right now.
I know, I thought he was too. She's so mean. Why does she always bring that up?
Oh my God.
Poor Hannah.
I feel like we haven't heard that before, though, that Hannah, suddenly there's like this background of Hannah being like hefty and
No, they did talk about that in the earlier seasons because when she she had started working out, she got that's when she shifted crowds and like all of that.
Okay, that's true. I feel like maybe it just wasn't as like aggressively bullying. In the past.
No, well, I think Allison had done it before and used to call her that, and then
Well, that was her nickname. Allison gave her Hefty Hannah.
That's right. Okay.
so but hearing her mother, but hearing her mother say it just kind of makes it seem more cruel, don't you think?
Exactly.
I don't know. It's just because she keeps making references to Hannah's weight. And look, you've really seemed to keep the weight off. I don't think he learned to say hefty Hannah. Like that's so mean.
I know. I was like, oh my God.
I don't know. It's crazy.
But once again, I was so pissed that they left another window open.
Well, they always do. They never lock doors. The blinds are always open. The doors are open. Windows are open.
It's kind of like. I'm not gonna say anything. But
Who took Tippy?
I will like take
They left
my
a feather behind. There was a feather left behind. I thought that was the best.
If that was like the one thing I had, I would carry it around everywhere with me.
It was a little feather.
Oh,
I thought that was funny. Okay, my big question. And everybody, you guys leave comments, please, on YouTube and iTunes and tell me, how did they figure out that number that Tippy was whistling?
I mean,
How did I seriously missed that. So somebody, please.
I couldn't begin to tell you because all I heard was whistling, and then there was some song, and like I got the song, and then I was like, how is that a number? And then suddenly, also, how would you know?
What the number,
You
the
know
sequence?
what it is?
Yeah.
You know how you press redial and how it automatically dials the number? I think that's what it is. But
How do you
would
know the numbers?
Exactly.
That's the tricky part.
So the bird took it, Tippy, memorized it
The
because
sound,
Allie was probably redialing that number. So it was like, da, 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 whatever it is. And but how the hell did you guys figure it out?
And whose cell phones actually do that anymore? Like that's why they were on the house phone. I understood that, so I was happy that they did that because that's the only kind of phone that still makes that noise. But how did they figure? I mean, it's totally possible if you listen to something and you listen to the to the keys and the sound that they make. Maybe they could have figured it out that way.
One of them's probably a
But
musical
you have
genius.
to.
Well, it's Spencer, obviously.
Clearly, one of them has to be a musical genius. We all sat there and were like, wait, that's.
I know. I'm obviously not because I did not get it.
Yes.
It's like all of a sudden we come back to the scene and then they're dialing the number. Like, what number are they dialing?
I know.
I want to know.
So the one thing that they had, which could reveal secrets,
Gone.
they end up losing.
Of course they do. They got too. They were too smart too soon. So poor Tippy had to go.
I just loved everyone's faces at the end when we looked at the chicken.
Oh my gosh! I know. I thought it was Tippy.
Oh no.
No, but the worst is them trying to feed that to the poor bird. No, it's not okay. No. I'm sure that's not the last we'll see of that crazy bird.
I'm sure.
I don't know.
Maybe that was a way of Allie's mom trying to let out some secrets by just giving it to
Some
and then
clues,
taking
you
it
think?
back. She
Well-
does live next door.
Maybe. Well, and another thing that we learned too is she didn't really ever look at Allie's body.
No.
She says that the yellow shirt was enough, and then she flashes back to that weird, awkward lunch that she had with
I know.
Allison.
That was like, I don't know, at least for me, uncomfortable to watch. That flashback just made me like, I was just like, ooh, this is so like, it's like sitting next to someone and it felt too close for comfort. You're just like, oh, that's.
How creepy was that?
Yeah.
Well, Allison holding her breath as a tantrum, like going to faint.
But obviously she's learned how to manipulate her mom from an early age, from 5 years old.
That is ridiculous.
She learned how to do that.
That is
I
ridiculous.
was like, Mom, you can have a drink. It's okay. I won't tell Dad.
And it's like she's parenting her mother. Like she
Yeah.
has complete control of that situation. And her mom tried to, but this kid took over and went out in the end. That is a spoiled little child. That was crazy.
But it is an example of what her mom is.
Yeah,
Just a
no.
younger version.
Absolutely. I mean, that's obviously where she gets it from. So, but it's crazy, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about her mom. I don't know if I just think that she's just crazy, but not necessarily evil to that extreme to be part of the A team.
But
I don't know.
What I'm kind of loving about this season, though, is that we are getting those pasts a little bit more. Like, we're understanding why Allie was the way she was, because we get the introduction of her mother. And, like, Toby, we're getting his background. Like, for a long time, we just saw these crazy characters, and we didn't really have their full stories, some of, especially the supporting characters. And it's nice to kind of get that.
Well, one thing too is listening to Allison in those flashbacks talk about the relationship with her friends. Like she was explaining that she needed to take them out of town because they wouldn't stick around and hang out, and just the reasoning she gave with each person, I thought was interesting. Just on the way. I mean, I wonder, is that the way that she really saw them, and if for some reason the A situation coordinates around her relationship with them, is that why?
I actually, I was writing notes down when I was watching that scene, and to me, I honestly felt like she was telling the truth. I felt like she was genuinely worried about losing her friends, because we look at, their past and how they've connected with everyone else at school, and it doesn't seem like Allie had much friends. It was just the girls.
Well, and I don't even know if they were really that close of friends from that conversation, because she was really mean. And I don't know. Do you think that they really just stuck around just to kind of save themselves from the torture?
Probably. I feel like she treated them like puppets, but maybe they got a little bit, too much confidence, and she probably saw they were going to be drifting apart.
Maybe.
So I think I was like, well, maybe she escaped just to kind of like keep the group and keep her spirit.
Yeah, but she never invited them.
No, but, maybe she's not really dead. And she makes it seem like she's dead to keep her legacy on, and to keep, herself a part of the team.
How twisted. I mean, with this show, you never know.
Or I also kind of think of her as being like the queen bee. Like the other girls didn't really like her, but she was their leader in a lot of ways. It kind of reminded me of, I'm trying to remember, Blair on Gossip Girl. Like she had her minions, and it wasn't like the minions really loved Blair. It was just...
It's either this or that, so I'll go with this.
Yeah.
To be in the in crowd.
Exactly.
But it wasn't weren't real genuine friendships. And actually, until all of this stuff started happening with A, it's when they really bonded and all became really closer friends. Actually, not just kind of the it crowd that were acquaintances at school. So, I mean, it could be in some very weird, twisted way. I don't know.
But we'll have to see what Tippy has to reveal.
Tippy has more secrets. I know it. I just know it, and I want to hear them all.
Oh, God.
I don't know. It's crazy. And Spencer freaking out. She's going to be the first one not to go to UPenn.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've all been there, the college acceptance letters, but she's still emotionally unstable. You can see it in her reaction to it, that it's kind of bigger than life, and that she doesn't tell her family, her friends. And I thought it was a strange person to reside in, that she went to Mr. Fitz or Ezra to, say, I didn't get in. What should I do? I was surprised that was the person she turned to.
Probably because he's the one that's, not close to her at all, and it's kind of sometimes easier to tell someone that's an acquaintance something like that versus, somebody close to you, because you're not necessarily looking for too much comfort and it's okay and all of that. You just kind of want to get it out. And
sure. I was thinking, what is Arya going to think when you're going to, hang out with him on the weekend?
Well, of course she didn't. She's not. They're not telling her.
So write your paper.
And they're not. They're keeping that a secret because she's not supposed to know that she didn't get into that school. Because remember, she says, "I didn't even tell my friends."
I think it's contradicting, because she's trying to argue that they should take her because she's telling the truth, and she's writing her essay about who she really is. But then she only wants to go there because her family
Oh, because it's expected of her.
It's expected of her, so you want to, be yourself, but then you're still trying to fulfill your obligations to your family, which is not really what you want. It's something that's expected of you.
But I don't think she even knows that she doesn't really want it. And maybe she does, because she was kind of bred that way. Like, this is where you go, this is what you do. And if that's all she knows, and if that's all she was striving toward, there was never a plan B. There was never anything else she wanted. She always wanted that. For whatever reason, however it started, that's where it is now. So she doesn't even know that maybe she doesn't really want that.
Yeah, it was interesting that she wanted to be so honest in her college essay, and that was something that, because I feel like if you always want to like put your best foot forward, or that's like what people tell you when you're going to college, and she was just like, I want to put it all out there, and I couldn't decide if that was stupid or brave. Like, that's what I...
Well, the thing is, and when she's talking to Toby about it, she didn't really want to. She's just afraid if she doesn't do it first, that A is going to do it for her. So it wasn't really of her own choice. I think she felt like she needed to do that, just put everything out in the open so she doesn't have to worry about somebody coming in to ruin it. So she's just, let's put all the cards on the table. Let's just have it out there so then nobody has anything on me. Because I think she's frustrated with that, with all of the secrets at this point, and having something that somebody can come back and throw in her face.
And I do agree with Ezra that she hasn't had a typical high school experience. Like, none of us can really say, like, oh, yeah, my friend, like, there's, like, she had, like,
I wonder if she mentioned Ezra and Arya dating. In her
by
essay.
the way. Yeah.
No, but I think that she's struggling with the fact that she doesn't want anybody to have anything hanging over her head, and she just wants to put it out there. This is her future. It's time to kind of...
I mean, I respect the idea of wanting the clean slate, like getting it all out on the table and then getting a clean slate from it. I just don't know, with the way A is acting this season or in her life at that time, if you could ever get that clean slate.
Right.
I mean, and I think she might be striving for something that in the foreseeable future won't happen.
Probably. And I think it's just going to stress her out more than anything, and it's going to cause make things more of a struggle than
I
anything
think
else.
she's going to be taking a break from school. I don't think she's going to be applying anywhere.
No?
I don't think so.
Maybe not. I mean, now the mission is going to be to end the torture.
Yeah.
But we'll see if that happens. Well, or now she's going to focus on whatever's going on with Toby and what he's trying to find out with his mom. That's a whole other mystery.
Yeah, that was like kind of came out of left field to me. I was like, oh, we have Toby, and we've seen him be angry and different things, but that emotional. That was a new side of Toby for sure.
Absolutely. Well, we've had the flashback in the last episode where we got to see him and his mom was a little out of it and all of that. And she can, of course, if you are led to believe that somebody that close to you, whether it be a parent, friend, brother, sister, takes their own life, you want to know why. When there's no answer. I mean, that has to be the
100%.
worst feeling ever to not know, like, how could I not have helped you? What was so bad? And I think he's really struggling with that and wants answers. So therefore he's trusting A to get this information, hence the reason why he takes the RV.
I worry for him that it's going to end really badly. Like,
Well, probably.
I mean, his mom lost her life. Like,
Well, now he's basically speculating that she didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah.
That something happened that they're covering up.
So do you think that that's
Was
the
she
case?
forced to do it?
Yeah.
I mean, I keep on going back to the same thing. I feel like this person, it's been passed on from, generation to generation. And I really, really feel like it didn't start with them, that it started with their parents. And it's
Maybe.
been like bad karma sort of passed down from generation to generation. And I'm like, well, what if it was that, forced his mom to jump or take her life? We don't know what the reason was.
Well, there's definitely something with Radley. There's definitely somebody there that has...
And that would make sense why the doctor, would be involved in this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's also interesting that you mention generations, just on a side note, that Ravenswood, the new spin-off series, is going to be about like a town that has all this history and how the curse is still upon them. So it'll be interesting to see if that's the way Pretty Little Liars ends up being as well.
Could be.
Because, how I was saying it last week as well, that in the flashbacks that we see, if you look really closely, you're going to see people that are, you know, main characters now that are in the flashbacks, but you don't really realize it if you're not looking really deep into it.
Well, this is definitely one of those shows that you have to pay attention. You really have to look at all the corners of the screen. What are they looking at? Why are they focusing on these certain things? Because it always ends up meaning something in the end. It comes back in some way, shape, or form, which is, I think is one of the greatest things about the show, because you constantly have to be paying attention, and it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, and you have to give so much credit to the producers and actors and everybody who is able to like keep the continuity and figure out and have all these little things that you can go back to season 1 and still it means something now, and that's impressive, because not a lot of shows are able to do that.
Yeah. It's so crazy. Well, real quick, so we can reset for the next part of the show. No, I want to remind everybody that Serial Buddies, which is the comedy that Maria Menounos, our lovely caretaker over here at AfterBuzz, who gives us this great opportunity to bring you these great shows. The movie Serial Buddy that they did is actually available to download on iTunes right now. You can rent it for $4.99 or just go ahead and buy it for $1 more, $5.99. It's a really funny movie. You get Maria Menounos, you get Henry Winkler, Beth Bears from Two Broke Girls. It's a really fun kind of serial killer comedy, but it's crazy, it's funny, and it's definitely worth it. And it helps, it helps us here at AfterBuzz, and we get to keep doing all of these free shows for you with all these great interviews and content and all of that. So help us out and go to iTunes and download Serial Buddies as soon as you can. Thanks.
It's such a good movie.
It's funny. It's really funny. I got.
I was in love with the costumes.
We went as like an AfterBuzz crew, and it was really, really fun to go and hang out. It's a good laugh with your friends, for sure.
Absolutely. All right. Now we've got Aria trying to take martial art lessons. What was it that she was doing? It was
I wrote it down.
I have it somewhere.
Tang So Do.
Yes, Tang So Do, and she's got a hot little instructor.
Yeah, and I saw stills from this earlier today, actually, and I was just like, I didn't even read the article yet, and I was just like, new love interest.
Absolutely.
I was like, desperate much?
Absolutely. So now, if we back up to the beginning of the episode, where the girls are still not really trusting Mona, thinking she's the one that is still kind of on the bad side. She shows up to this little group late when they're all kind of talking, trying to figure things out, especially with Hannah's mom's phone. How did they get it? How did she not know it was lost? Like, what's going on with that? And Mona decides to try to stick up for herself. So she wants to take them back to the RV. You look around yourself. You were with me. I'm on your side. Blah, blah, blah. They get there. The RV's gone. And she's adamant that she didn't move it. She didn't do anything to it. And the girls are skeptical, don't believe her. So everybody's going to leave. Now, why do you think that Aria and Emily stayed back? And why did they go in 3 different cars?
I think they wanted to follow Mona to see maybe where she goes, if she's going to meet up with A, or, if she's going to go to the real location of where the RV might be.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the funny thing to me is it's not like they were hiding. They're just like standing by the car. So is she not going to know that's what they're doing? Do you think she would still really go to where if she was being scandalous, would she still really go?
This is Rosewood.
So were they invisible?
You leave your windows open, your doors unlocked, and your blinds completely.
That's true.
Don't you know it's the safest town in America?
That's true. Oh my gosh. So the girls are hanging back waiting for Mona to leave, and she gets in the car, and A is in the back, and now every A person has these alley masks. So we don't know.
I think this one was a guy.
You think?
Yeah. I think this one was a guy.
Choking her, and she's trying to get away, trying to grab the flashlight. She has a huge flashlight, trying to help get away. And the girls kind of see the struggle in the car, and then the door flings open. Mona rolls out, and obviously the attacker automatically jumps in the front seat and is gone.
And then is
in like a millisecond.
Quick U-turn and turn around.
Makes a quick U-turn, comes around, and basically tries to run down the 3 girls. And that's when Emily has her accident. She hits her shoulder on the rock, and leading into her whole swimming incident.
Flashback to Hannah's incident.
Yes.
At Mona's birthday party.
This is true.
So
now Arya's afraid. She wants to learn how to defend herself, and she's really gets into it. So she goes to where her friend likes to go and fight.
Yeah, Holden. Who we haven't seen in a bit, but her old family friend.
We haven't seen a lot of people. Like, I'm still wondering where their parents are.
I know, they're never around.
Well, they just run around.
Yeah, they just get to do what they want to. Well, last episode, Arya's mom was sick. So maybe she's still sick at home. I don't know. At her apartment, right? She doesn't live at the house anymore. Doesn't she have an apartment?
I think so. I think that was the latest.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Arya's brother?
Yeah, that's a great question.
I don't know. Anyway, I digress.
We could go on and on about who's
missing characters. So she meets Jake.
Yep.
Cute little Jake.
I like him.
I like him too.
But I'm like, do you have a thing with teachers?
Well, that was probably one of the funniest lines is when, because they're practicing and she ends up kissing him and then freaks out about it. He shows up at her house and, says, oh, wait, you might be weird with the whole student-teacher thing. And that was funny. I thought that was great.
Sweet. Funny.
But she still wants to go to coffee with him.
More close to age than
Well, he's more age appropriate for sure. At least he looks that way.
Yeah, we don't know his age, but
and she'll be getting free lessons, so
there's a perk to everything.
Watch out, A.
What I found so funny though was that she was like initially so regretting the kiss, and then it was kind of a turn in that, like, yeah, I'll go get coffee with you. And I was like, when did that turn happen?
When he showed up at her doorstep.
When he showed up at her doorstep, and he's super cute.
Yeah, you guys are right.
So then she could, she didn't need to be embarrassed because he was totally welcoming it. I think she was, because it was an impulsive thing that she did.
I don't think she has dated anyone except Ezra. So she doesn't know how to react, how to maybe approach people.
Right.
And he didn't do anything at the moment, so she probably thought, oh crap, what did I do?
Yeah. And plus she's going through so much, with the breakup, with all the stuff with A. She says that she doesn't feel powerful. She feels like powerless in her own skin. She doesn't really trust anyone. So, it's a good thing for her, I think, if she can kind of separate the romance and really kind of get in there and learn this skill. It could be really good for her.
I'm just like, A has another target now. Poor Jake.
I know. Just adding more fuel to that fire. I don't know. So what else are we missing? Okay, so we have to talk about Hannah's mom.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. I was like, Hannah.
Yes. We have to talk about Hannah's mom and her muddy Manolos.
Yeah. Okay, so footprint. Hannah's mom. What do we think?
Guilty.
Totally think it is. Why is she trying to get rid of those shoes?
I'm right there with you. Yeah, absolutely.
I think she was there. I don't think she did anything. I kind of feel like she was on a getaway trip with Wilden, trying to maybe in a way squash so he doesn't.
The way that she did the first time? You think she was trying to do that? Trying to work off the debt?
I'm trying to give her a little bit credit over here.
I'm just saying.
This was not in her backyard.
No.
Yeah.
So, but you don't think she actually did anything to him?
I don't think so.
But you think she was definitely with him? I think she was definitely with him.
Yeah.
How else would her phone get there?
And I think it was really symbolic. You know how Hannah was asking her, where were you? And she's like, oh, I was in a room with no windows. I was like, jail time?
Yeah. What was she doing? That way she doesn't have to describe the weather, anything. She was inside all day. She didn't see anything. She doesn't have to,
But I think she was predicting the future.
Could be.
Of, what's going to happen to her.
I wonder. I know
she's really defensive.
Yeah.
Anything that, you ask her, she's really defensive.
Mm-hmm.
She was absolutely shutting Hannah down. Like, she was like, why are you asking? Like, really.
But in a very aggressive way.
Yeah. And it's not a side of her that we've seen either.
Right.
Because normally she tries to be Hannah's parent, but kind of friendly towards Hannah.
Right.
Friend-like, I would say.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always wondered, and we've speculated this before, and I know we did last season too, if one of the parents, like in the close circle, was part of this whole thing. I don't necessarily know if I feel like her mom is part of the bad guys, but I think she's trying to fix things in a way that she shouldn't, and it's starting to backfire, and I think she's causing more trouble than she's fixing.
I I really think the parents were in one way connected, because if Wilden is connected and if he's old enough to be dating Hannah's mom, it means, you know, they're around the same age group. So
I don't know though, because they weren't really dating that willingly.
No, they were kind of.
It was kind of a, let's date and you forget about the, you know, Hannah's troubles. Kind
or
of
he
thing.
might be the brother to, you know, one of their friends. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, he's obvious. I mean, he's older than the other girls, but he's Cece's age, right?
Yeah, I thought he was more like this. Like Melissa's age.
Yeah,
like
that group.
Yeah. But maybe he has some connection to the older group and is able to.
Could. But
Yeah.
that's why I'm thinking she might have just gotten involved to try to fix things, and she's not fixing anything. She's making it worse.
I feel like she absolutely is making it worse for them. I just think that it's whether her intentions, again, it comes back to intentions,
Right.
good or bad. And I think I lean towards them being good, but I could see next week them also revealing something where she completely is doing something evil. It wouldn't shock me.
Well, she's obviously lying. She's lying about where her phone was. She's lying about her shoes. She's trying to get rid of them in one of the most horrible ways ever. Like, why would you take it outside of, out and just put it in the trash where somebody can go and pick it up?
Because obviously they don't care about closing windows or disposing of things that should be hidden. Like, they're all out there for the
It's like,
world.
let me
to
just
see.
close my eyes and hope everything goes away.
Well, we love to know what you guys think. We absolutely love reading your comments and messages. So please go to iTunes, download our podcast, rate and comment, and tell us what you think. Do you think that Hannah's mom is on the A team? Could she have had something to do with Wilden's death? We definitely want to know your thoughts on everything. And especially, what do you think of Tippy? What's going to happen to Tippy? I want to know.
I think he's going to be sending messages.
I was going to say, he's going to be around for a bit. I don't see him dying anytime soon, so Tippy fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and Hannah's mom does say, you know, she didn't kill Wilden. Did you believe her in that point? She didn't say she wasn't with him. She just said she
Exactly.
didn't kill him.
Well, she obviously knows there's someone else because her phone, you know, has been delivered
Right.
supposedly to their mailbox. So there was someone else with them.
Absolutely. And you're right, she does know. Now, I wonder if she's going to confide in anyone. Are we going to see anything more from that whole situation? What's going on? What happened to the pastor?
There's so many people missing. It's so sad.
Does he have something to do with it?
I've always said that I don't
Did
think
he put the phone in the coffin?
I mean, how sketchy would that be? That's like a whole
Well,
nother
the fact that
level.
they're digging through caskets in the church, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure how much creepier you can really get than that, but if there's another level, that would be it.
Could be. I mean, would you go as far to think that possibly Hannah's mom could have been the one in the veil?
I don't think so.
No?
No, that wasn't where
Yeah.
my head
I
went
really
with
still
it.
think it's Melissa.
Really? You think Melissa's that tall? That's the only. I mean, she was wearing heel, obviously, but I wonder. I don't know. That's the only thing that gets me is that that person was pretty tall and you know, with the heels.
Or maybe it was Wilden's girlfriend and Hannah's mom knows about it because she was there.
Maybe. I don't know. There's so many good things.
We love conspiracy theory. Our show is filled with it.
So do you think Spencer and Toby are going to survive this whole keeping extra secrets thing? Do you think she's going to help him try to find out what's going on with his mom? You know, we saw her researching online.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think Spencer is one to not give up. That's what we've seen before with her, is that she pushes herself to the brink of, obviously, we saw last season she lost it. And so I think she'll do whatever it takes to get the answers. And if his mom is part of that, then she's going to do whatever she can.
Right.
Yeah, I really think she's going to keep the secret because her and Toby both have gone to this dark side and came back.
Yeah,
She was, you know, even willing to stay at Radley just to find out the little details of what really happened.
Yeah.
So I think from all the girls, she's the one, I'm not saying the rest of them are not smart, but she's smart. She's able to put two and two together and really look at the details and encrypt stuff.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely a natural investigator. She really is. She's very detail oriented.
And she has the will.
Yeah. What do you think about this clown toy? It's the second time it's been referred to. So do you think that it's going to come back in some way, that we're going to see that little clown toy again? Remember the one Emily had? She pulled out of the box.
Probably.
Like I'm wondering if it needs to mean something.
Because the circus keeps on coming back. I mean, the first time, and then remember how Ezra's son was taken and he got lost in
At the circus.
Yeah. And the Red Queen was kind of like a clown-looking costume on the train, and so I wonder if it's going to have some other kind of significance, and that's why it was mentioned again very lightly tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, what else do we want to talk about? There's so many things I want to make sure we're not. Do you think Emily's going to kick this painkiller habit, or is she going to continue? I think she's done with it.
See, I feel like once you open that door, if Pretty Little Liars passed on Pretty Little Liars is any indication, that habit is not done, and because she knows something obviously bad happened to her, but if her arm is still injured, she's going to want to prove her swimming ability, and she's going to continue to use it.
Even though she confessed to Paige, and Paige is being supportive and all of that, you think she's really going to need to lean on those pills still?
I want to say no because I won't. I really want to believe no, but if I was predicting, I would say yes.
Right. What do you think?
I'm not sure. They just don't learn their lesson.
That's true. I'm kind of hoping that she kind of did, just because it's so obvious to go that way. And this show is usually not obvious.
Yeah.
So I wonder if, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping if it does go that way, it's a short arc. That she uses it a few more times and kind of realizes what she's doing and that's a mistake. I hope it is not a season end arc.
All right, well, do you have some news and gossip?
I do.
Oh, whoa. 90210?
I'm liking that. I was like, is this a new news and gossip?
I like it. Rock star.
All right, so we've mentioned missing characters a bunch tonight. Another one that was missing, obviously Caleb, who is moving over to Ravenswood soon. But we will see him on the July 2nd episode, according to Hollywood Life. They're saying that he gets into a scuffle with Hannah when he tries to help her with her latest crisis. So, yeah, it's that episode has to do with the intensifying investigation around Wilden's death.
And her mom's shoes.
That too.
The massive web we saw in the preview on the board with Wilden's picture and all the girls surrounding it.
I'm just wondering, how the hell did they get in there?
How do they do anything that they do? They wander freely everywhere they go.
And we also have a few new cast members or visiting members to the show. Pretty Little Liars is going to have Kamar de los Reyes. I hope I'm getting his name properly. He is a One Life to Live star. He plays Antonio Vega on the show. So, yeah, if you're a big One Life to Live fan, definitely check him out. He'll be playing Dominic, and he's playing a respected swimming coach who's famous for having sent athletes to the Olympics. So maybe we'll be seeing him with Emily or Hannah.
You think he's a Stanford coach?
Emily or Paige, rather. Yeah, exactly. So maybe some Stanford.
Maybe.
Or Shanna.
Oh, maybe.
We'll see.
Or maybe a competing school who's still interested in her. I don't know. It's going to be.
Or maybe he's going to help strengthen Emily back up so she can ditch the pills.
Yeah. And also, I think Bruce Willis's daughter, right?
Yes, we have Romer Willis. She's going to be joining as a charity organizer. And this episode is going to air on July 13th. If you guys don't know, Bruce Willis and Demi Moore's daughter. So that should be interesting. What charity is going to be coming around? Maybe a fundraiser for
the circus.
I was thinking more of a
circus theme.
She definitely has a little acting career she's starting up though, because I think she was
90210.
Yeah, and House Bunny. I think. Yeah, so Definitely, it's going to be fun to see her.
She's done quite a few little stints in film and television, so she's well on her way. For
Exactly, super exciting to see her. And then a fun one, Lucy Hale turned 24 on Friday, and so the whole cast was tweeting, happy birthday to her on Friday, and actually posted pictures of her gifts. Troyan gave her a adorable, looks like a necklace. You can check it out on her Instagram account, and as well as they tweeted out, I think, a picture of her cake.
Oh, cute.
So it's just like
Nice.
really fun to always see cast supporting.
All right,
someone.
cool. All right, well, we pretty much already did predictions. Do you guys have anything else that you want to?
No, I mean, I just see animals that keep on coming up in this season.
Yeah,
I'm
we
like,
got pigs and birds and all kinds of things. I don't know.
What's gonna be next?
Yeah, I don't know. This is a crazy, crazy show. I'm excited to see where it goes and ready for next week. And thank you guys for hanging out with us. Make sure to check out AfterBuzz TV's new website. It's been completely redone. It's super cool, so take a look. And as always, you can follow us here on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV. You can follow me at Kellie with an IE079.
And you can follow me at Stephanie Wenger on Twitter.
You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at RealEmmaK.
Thanks, you guys, for hanging out. We'll see you next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.